ZeroCUt. Let's be taxed. Oh my god, $20 in my pocket. This is okay. Hello everybody. So yeah, sorry for the music moment, but that's still a cool one, isn't it? Okay, so now we are going to talking about something incredible, better paces. I guess so, because these days school life's making me awful. I found my old selves maybe. This let me tell you something story about. Yes, it's kind of story. So I somehow hate this kind of educations, because when you're working so hard for the education, for the college, for the university, for the school. Actually, I don't like school. I hate school a lot, but I don't hate learning. That's my fingers. I don't hate learning. I will learn. I keep on learning. I reading books. I teaching. No, I studying in the internet. I will spread my informations. I found mentors to teach me some kind of things, and I'm going to launch online academy, online college. So that's the problem. So why we have to go to school, and why we have to build a school, and that's the single problem. That's I find it why I hate the school. That's also related. All related. The reason of building a school is, of course, obviously for the college or some kind is making profits. The second kind is education. How we think about education. We somehow thinking about education is training a labor, and that's exactly the same way we are believing in. When we go to school, when we graduated, we get to go to work and work until we retire. So that kind of thing is training labor, training we to be some kind of, not, I cannot say that it's machine, because machine is like a bad word. I would say that it's employee. Employee is not a bad word. Employee, I know that if we don't have any labor force, if we don't have any employees, the world can stop. They cannot move again. But somehow I don't think that we don't need to be everyone to be an employee. That's the first ideas that I'm saying for the reason that I hate school. The second reason is I don't think school is enough. Education. I know that education is somehow improving ourselves and solving the unknown factors. Actually, education is so important. It's a big future for us. Why? And education helps us a lot. If we do not have those kind of education, we do not know how to calculate. We do not how to communicate. We do not how to. I'm saying this normal cases. And for the professional education, if we are doctors, we need to study about medicals. If we do not have medicals and we tend to be doctors, we might kill people. That's the same things. Engineers, we need the engineers professionals. Lawyers, they need legal educations, and somehow this is missing something. How about life? Okay, that's okay for us to be a professors. That's okay. Of course, I can be a professor. Everyone should be a professor, because that's the roles of everyone's. But somehow it's just the school is having two kind of problem. First kind of problem is they have values those professionals. Somehow engineer or doctor is somehow very high. Lawyers very high. Teachers very high. But how come others will be a lower standard, like the musicians, drummers, artists? Why they have to be separated in different level? This should be the same wages. And that's turn out lots of people who are going or who are getting in a wrong field. Nice, a person who are not engineer, but we push it the engineer, but he's love music, sports maybe. It's just some kind of ideas like Albert Einstein. He said that if we push actually that's not a good example. If we make climbing a tree is a good standards of the students. And how come a fish that can swim so fast, faster than everybody in the creatures, but he will think that he's forever a dumb forever, entirely think that his name is a dumb. And that's what the education about for the first reason. The second reason is I think the education is losing something. Why do we have to spend lots of money for every day, but we did not teach anything in education? First of all, education should be solving our problem, investing ourselves to those to solve the anxiety and to get a fuse to become more perfect people, well, more entire people or whole persons, no matter what you say it. But the education is not perfect enough, it's not whole enough. They're missing something. So that's what I hate the school most. First one, education has not enough diversity. Secondly, they mix ways of different kind of subjects. Thirdly, they do not teach us anything about life, anything about financial, and they just throw us on the sea and did not tell us how to swim. And that's why I hate school. And of course there might be more reason about my personalities or something like that. I believe that is happened, that is existed, but what I want to change is these kind of things. I can change my personality, of course, but I have to change the system. I think the system has to be a movement to change it. And so that's why I create Dreammore Academy. Dreammore is a course for dream chasers. Actually, there's some kind of factors. It's how to achieve dreams. It's about education. So Dreammore actually is academy. It actually is a system. It's a movement for or revolution for the entire education system. Actually, I can say some country may be doing good. I will make them as a reference, but most of them, no matter is nationals, because Circuit person is UK, is in UK, so he still think that there's a problems here, and Hong Kong, Asian country has this kind of problems also. So I think that we can gather, we can unite us to solve this kind of problems. Peace out.